Good evening, everyone. How is everybody doing? It is Ultra PITTUS here for a surprise late night war lab on the eve. Let's call it Gearsgate or Quakegate. Some vibrant chat out there in the lounge, in playtest. Everyone has got some very strong views on Gears. I love. Hey Shapeshifter, how you doing? I'm going to say hey to everyone in the chat in just a second. I just adore that we all have quite such strong views about a 40-year-old red rectangle who is renowned for being ill-tempered in the G1 cartoons. Hello Wrecker84, nice to see you, buddy. Thank you for being here. Can everybody hear me all right? Is it streaming okay? Am I making it to you through the airwaves? Does everybody like the sort of live stream frame that I built for you today? Hello MK, nice to see you. First time here, I think. First time I've seen your name in the chat. You're very welcome. I did see Cheeto as well. Hello Cheeto, nice to see you. I've run against your playtest base a few times, mate. I hope you don't mind. You've got a really strong base and I enjoy using it. Mine is bloody awful at the moment, so don't use mine. But thank you just for being you and being clever in the game. I remember, you coming on various sort of chat shows and things with Wazza and CF, and your name is always bandied around as like one of the key sort of players in the game. So, and I actually played against you some time back. Which is, they say never meet your heroes, but it was a real pleasure sort of playing against you in a war. So again, mate, thank you just for being you. Ghost, hopefully you're here, mate. I know you were keen to see a few bits and bobs. I'm glad the comms check has come through, right? That's good news. So let's just begin with my view on the Gears sort of scenario. I love Gears. Both as a character, as a rectangle, and as a bot in the game. I think, it was because of Metal Maniac, who is the commander of our alliance, that I got into the sort of Gears cult, as it were. I was always sweating it when it came to front-loaded bases, because front-loaded bases are designed to do that. They're designed to put you under psychological pressure, and there's probably going to be one or two of them in Delta. And as you can see, the scores are pretty evenly matched at the moment on my screen. And I'll talk more about Delta in a minute. But, and here is the point. Gears gives you a lot of capabilities. You haven't got any sound. Could be that your volume is turned down. Can everybody else hear me? I think everyone else can sound blast. Ironic. That you're Sound Blast 5.1 and I'm not blasting sound to you. That's not ideal. But yeah, I'm good. Thanks, Ghost. How are you? Thank you for being here, buddy. I know you wanted to see a Prime League hard mode war, and here I am delivering on that for you. But back to the Gears business. Gears gives you a lot of capabilities from a standoff point of view. Gives you glass gas, gives you long-range missiles, gives you great targeting and retargeting. And if you pair him up with Amalgamus, the Amalgamus core, you are going to retrieve some of his very squishy life force. He will die very quickly. He's just too beautiful to live. Yeah, I know the newsletter states Gears may be OP, overpowered. I disagree. And especially when you consider that we are coming up to the advent of starting to think about HQ18, Cybernite cores, lots of new bots and things coming into the game. I don't think it's the time. I don't think it's wise to be nerfing Gears. So, yeah, something came out in the newsletter. It was just a throwaway line at the bottom saying, and it's quite reasonable, we're here to have debates about bots and about the powers of the bots. And so I welcome anything that gets people talking about the game. But the newsletter said there's been a lot of reports about Gears being overpowered, Quake being overpowered, and we're going to have a look at it. And that's now become live in playtest from the point of view of discussion, at least. And we are all talking about it. We all have very strong opinions. Mate, I think others can hear me, Soundblast 5.1, so it could be something to do with your setup, buddy. Toy with the volume and something else. Let me know if you can hear. I'm really sorry if you can't. What I wrote earlier is about Kranix predominantly, and I wrote that there's a fine line between joy and frustration, and sometimes we can default to going, oh, let's nerf something. It's too strong, it's too good, blah, let's pull it back. I think there are a number of perspectives that we need to maintain before we do that. Number one, people have invested time, love, money, resource, like real money in Gears and Quake and other bots. And they have perhaps mathematically calculated that by putting Amalgamus on him or his G1 on him, that's going to increase his ability and it's going to give him other advantages in the way that the game invites us to. And so if we're penalising people for being innovative and clever and doing what the game wants us to do, I don't think that's necessarily a good look. I don't think that's a satisfying trajectory to take us down. And if it's just because some players are pissed off or spitting dummies or throwing teddies or feeling a bit bruised from the gearsing that they might be getting or the quaking that they might be getting, then my advice is not to shout and scream about it. By all means, let's talk about it, but not suddenly go, right, we're now going to start lobbying to nerf stuff. But let's get innovative. So kryptonite for Gears. Number one, flare mines. Bring your flare mines closer to the ramp, because the minute he hits a flare mine at a high level, does anyone know how to read lips? Mate, I'm so sorry. I really wish you could hear me, but I don't think it's me because the others can hear me. Just signal to me, everyone other than Soundblast 5.1, that you can hear me, so that we can aid him. I'm really sorry, buddy. I'm going to write in the chat. Really sorry. You can't hear. Think it's your volume, mate. Sorry. Soundblast 5.1. The irony. Love it. But don't. For you, mate. I'm really sorry. I hate that you can't hear me. I'll put captions on. What I was saying about Gears. So, get innovative. Flare mines. They're going to take his ability off him close to the ramp. If he can't use his ability close to the ramp, he's limited to using his combat, which is probably going to be Stylor, Tyrannotron, Nightstick, possibly, although Nightstick isn't going to hold him back in the same way that Tyrannotron, Glitch, or Stylor will. And then he's super vulnerable. He has no shielding, he has no innate health advantage beyond Amalgamus. Good. Okay, mate, Soundblast 5.1, it's definitely your setup, mate. You need to tinker with some knobs and dials and things, so to speak. So get innovative with the flare mines. Position them where he's going to be dropped, which is going to be the far extremes of the ramps. And they've got reasonable radial ranges. Secondly, kryptonite for Gears. Number two, missile launchers. An overdose of missiles to the face of Gears is going to switch him off really, really quickly. Position those missile launchers closer to the ramp. Maybe one right at the periphery and one a tactical bound back. And that is going to switch Gears off. And third, put your outpost bot a bit closer, maybe even on the lip of the ramp, on the far sort of east-west extremes of that ramp, and pop them out with something that is going to murder Gears really, really quickly. So a super high DPS disposable bot that is just going to ninja him and get rid of him. And that's it. Those three tactics there. Look, I've just invented a meta for killing Gears. The meta the most effective tactics available, is decided by us, decided by you. It isn't decided by the playtesters, it isn't decided by the elite players, it isn't decided by the game makers. It is decided by us, the Transformers Earth Wars community, and we have literally hundreds, thousands, potentially millions of combinatorial ideas and thoughts and capabilities that you can bring together with combats, bots, special abilities, upgrades, cores, combiners, titans, primes. You're telling me the only way that we can counter Gears is by nerfing him? Not in my mind. As a former professional soldier, I can tell you asymmetric threat is only a threat until the people who are undergoing that asymmetric threat decide they're going to do something about it. And that then becomes the most effective tactics available. Look at it through the history of warfare, from Achilles to Ukraine. Here endeth the lesson on Gears. I'm a pro Gears advocate. I'm instinctively against nerfing because I think people have invested time and love, and I'm for the entry level and mid-level players because I was one not so far away ago, and I just feel your pain and frustration, and I love this game and I want it to grow. So a big salute to the playtesting community, a big salute to anyone who's felt pain over Gears and Quake. I feel you, I empathise with you. I hope what I've just suggested is useful to you by way of the kryptonite. If anyone wants ideas, get in touch with me, DM me, get on my Discord server, come and chat to me in my community. But let's not just go straight for the lobotomy on Gears, because that would be very sad. Right, we are here tonight to have a little war. My alliance, Pr1me Nemesis, is up against my old crew, Pr1me Delta. I have so much affection for Pr1me Delta. I was first brought into the Pr1me Alliance into Delta by Warrior. Big salute to you, Warrior. I was nobody. I had a crazy squad with bots that I just liked from 1986. I didn't know anything about the meta. I didn't know what a one-shot was. I didn't know what an OP bot was. An overpowered bot. I was not a playtester. And yeah, shapeshifted. Let's open up a book of my wild analogies, shall we? And everybody else's. Like people calling Orion Pax Orion Pad, for example, which was hilarious earlier, Ghost. And the subsequent japes that have happened on the server have just been lovely. I'm so glad that we have a diverse, multi-gender server who are able to laugh at all aspects of the human experience and the robot experience and everything else. So thank you guys. You brighten my day up no end. So Pr1me Delta, great organisation. The commander, Pr1me, was just such a decent person when I was there, and is now the commander of the unit. You've got some characters in there. You've got some great bases. Like the first base here is Astro Primal. I remember months ago, and we're talking months ago, not like long periods ago, that when I first got into Delta, I was so like, I've been a pretty senior ranking military officer in real life. I have fought in wars. I'm not fazed by much, apart from like hornets and sharks. and I recently had to kill a hornet with a table tennis racket, but that's a different story. But I remember moving into Delta and I felt something that I haven't felt for a very long time. And I was nervous. I was like, I don't want to fail for these guys. I don't want to be rubbish in front of these people. They could be all over the world. They could be anyone and anybody, but they're all good players and they all care, and I didn't want to fail. And so my top tip to you guys and girls and everybody else who's out there in the Transformers Earth Wars community, if you're in an alliance, use the alliance like a gym. So let me show you. You can visit your alliance, visit your leaderboard. And so Monstructor, who is the commander of our alliance, they are such an amazing player, such a strong presence in the game. when they speak with authority and wisdom, and I just can't say enough nice things about the whole alliance, really. But I can visit their base, like I'm doing right now, and I can attack it. You know, I can battle it. Doesn't cost either of us anything. Doesn't cost us any fuel. Doesn't cost us any resources. It might bruise our mutual egos slightly if we lose or win or whatever. But I always invite everyone in my alliance to attack my base as often as they want to, just to test out like what crazy OP bots I've got, outpost bots I've got rather, running at the moment. So if you're in an alliance and you're a little bit like, oh my goodness, you know, am I good enough? Do I want to test things out? Run at the people in your alliance. Nobody should be losing sleep over that. Nobody should be getting ego driven over that. It's a gym. It's a Pokemon gym for mutual player development. I strongly advocate for it. Ultra Pad. I've been called some things in my day. Apparently, one of my many nicknames in the army was Viper, and I thought, oh, that sounds really cool. And when I inquired as to why they called me Viper, it's because they said, because nobody really knows where you are until you bite them. And I didn't know how to take that. But anyway, here we go. Right, on with the show. We're going to do this live. We're going to do it live. I am going to run against my old crew. Astro Primal. I remember running against Astro Primal's base late at night. And I just couldn't beat it. My bots would be melted by Astro Primal's base. My Titan was super weak. I didn't have a strong squad. And I just used this base as like a safe place to go to see how I was doing and see how much further up the board I got. And I kind of judged myself on how far up I got. So this is quite a use 1-star power glide. Yeah, I recently got a little delivery the other day, and I got an Age of the Primes power glide. He's such a beautiful little toy. I love him so much. And for those of you who remember like the 80s toys, they always had the little rub holograms on them. So when you warmed them up, the Autobot or Decepticon sign came up in beautiful hues of like pink and yellow and green. And they've kept the original rub mark on his fuselage, which I just think is beautiful. You can't rub it. It doesn't light up, sadly. But it's such a beautiful little nod to collectors like me. And also, his little chest plate opens up. I hope you can all see this. And inside is his little robotic heart, because rather questionably, he falls in love with a very beautiful girl in the G1 series. It was the 80s. Anything could happen. Right, here we go. We're going to go against Astro Primal. My sound effects board has completely knackered for reasons best known to itself. So I'm going to just have to run them from my phone. This is not the squad that we're going to run. This is just not the squad we're going to run. And at some point, I'm going to have to buy some cyber coins. So you're going to have to bear with me in a second as well. So we are going to run Grimlock. We are going to run Taz Kid. We're going to put Mirage in for some long range destruction. Ratchet, obviously Rook, Outpost Pop, Blue Streak one shot, Smokescreen long range sniping, and Wheeljack, my old seahorse. He's coming with us. My Alchemist Prime is out of the cooker. I am so excited to use him. He's now at level 9. Ooh. I don't have enough Prime Spark to bring him up to level 10. Yeah, I broke the signboard. It's sort of like biblically bad, isn't it? I am going to bring Alchemist for this. Normally I would bring Megatronus because he's my best Prime. But in this instance, I am just going to bring Alchemist just for fun. Right, let's take a run, shall we? Let's see how we can do.
Spare me this mockery of justice.
Is everybody loving the new 86 front pages? The team have done so well on this. For anyone in the UK, by the way, I am going to be live streaming and doing a live show and presentation at the Battersea Hasbro licensed Transformers store on the 17th of September, which is Transformers Day, International Transformers Day, because they are running the Wake of Optimus Prime at the cinema. So if you are around London on that day, come down, game with me, meet with me, and if you can get a ticket, come and watch the movie. Right, time spent in reconnaissance, never wasted, ladies and gentlemen. Let's have a look what Pr1me has got cooking up north. All of his build bots are up north. He's a bit worried about fire, I can see. We've got an FFD, we've got an anti-hack, high frequency suppressor, we've got 2 fire cores, and just to the northwest we have an electric core that I'm going to have to do something about. We are going to choose a slightly different battle boost, a white creamsicle for this, and I think this is going to be a bit of a game of sniping. Interestingly, Astro has got Amalgamus on his MDS. Kept the Megatronus MDS, which is sort of the accepted wisdom. But let's go. We're going to go for a bit of pathing up front. Let's see how this goes, ladies and gents, and everybody else. Right, we're going to zap that. And as soon as that starts to die, let's bring these guys down. There is no danger. And I am going to use Smokescreen, hopefully, once he starts moving, because I've put him too far back because I'm an idiot, to start zapping that MDS. In the meantime, while he gets a bit closer, I'm just going to zap that Liege core. One of the fun things about Smokescreen is you can just sort of tickle the edge of what you want to hit, and normally he'll do it. I'm just going to smash up those missile launchers. I've really cocked up the deployment of Smokescreen, because normally by this point I'd have been brassing up that MDS. As soon as my Arc's 5-star ability is ready, I'm going to use it just to kill off that lightning core, so that my Mirage can start creating some mischief. As you can see, that is the MDS dead and gone. I'm going to start tuning him up with Taz Kid, you are a maniac. Taz Kid really is certifiable. He will just go completely Fleetwood Mac, i.e. his own way, as and when he likes. He is a rogue and a villain. Yeah, crazy. Like, he is going north at a rate of knots, so I'm going to have to use his ability just to switch some stuff off, but he's an absolute balloon. Right, here we go. What else have we got to kill? Is there anything? Not really. We're just going to tune these things up with Mirage. I'm going to drop Alchemist down here just to try and give him a little bit of cover. And we're going to start brassing this up with Mirage. Actually, Pr1me's walling system here has done me some favours, because it's kept my troops back from where they would normally be. I'm going to use Alchemist's ability here, and I'm just going to brass up Transmetal Megatron here. I'm going to pop these outposts with Rook. We've got Galvatronus popped out just there, and so just to be safe, because we've got Transmetal Megatron, we've got Mind Wipe, we've got Galvatronus, we've got Demolisher, we've got the whole gang. The whole gang is here, but Demolisher's ability is going to run out in a second, and I am going to hack these guys like no tomorrow. Cool. Yeah, I mean, Taz is just a maniac. He's a maniac on the floor. I'm now going to Cryo, Storm, and Blizzard up that. These guys are going to get brassed up with that Electro-Optics, which is just going to hurt them before Computron goes in for the long sleep. And I'm now going to brass them up with Mirage's ability. Let's see what Alchemist's ability can do for us just here. Let's position him just to start doing some damage on that HQ. Let's bring Mirage in on the HQ as well. Loving using Mirage. As soon as we get one more ability point, I'm just going to make us go a bit zoomy with Wheeljack's special ability. That's also just going to top up Smokescreen a wee bit, because he's about to die. Astro Primal's Shield Gen Cluster proving it's really good. So I'm going to drop that battle boost on there. Probably should have done that a wee bit sooner. We're at a minute. We've got the 5-star Arc ability coming live. We've got a little bit more Alchemist coming up. It's that Micronus MDS, not even an MDS, it's a Tesla core, but it's not going to survive. I'm just going to brass up this with a bit of Mirage action, but this is all over. I almost feel sad that Astro Primal hasn't beat me. His Nemesis has absolutely switched off my arc, but he's going to lose. But Astro Primal, mate, what a joy to fight you once again. And you know, just thank you for that run. Really good, buddy.
We all must die sometime.
Let's see if I'm as lucky going forward. Ladies and gents, I am going to have to just buy some cybercoins. So if you wouldn't mind just bearing with me just for a second, because my admin is clearly terrible. And I need to do this, otherwise we're not going to be able to play anymore. Because rather stupidly, I didn't notice that I didn't have any cybercoins. So just bear with me 1 second. This is how much I love you guys. You know, I'm spending a wee bit just to quickly buy some. Talk amongst yourselves. It's all fine. It's like being back at school. Right, here we go. Luckily, shouldn't be too much of a problem doing this nice and quickly. Isn't Apple Pay a wonder? Come on, Apple Pay. Good ding. It's like going to Disney World with your magic band. Oh, come on. Let me just try this again. This is embarrassing. Right. Again, talk amongst yourselves. We will try that again. Yeah. Crazy. Let's just go for... Why isn't this working? Oh my god. Try this. This is like, you know, Gen whatever I am. Technology. Oh my god. And again. Is Apple Pay down? What is happening? I don't understand. I'll use this one. Oh, this could be a very short video if my Apple Pay doesn't start working. Hooray! Right, I think, enjoy the artwork, the 86 artwork. I love how they've recreated it with bots from the game. I think that's very cool. Battersea, yeah. Well, come. I'm talking to somebody who's important to the game, who may be off at the moment. Yeah. Let's come and stay at my house beforehand if you're watching. I'll supply you a drink. Right. I'm so sorry about this, everybody. We'll get back to normal service. Normal service soon, I hope. Oh god, I'm in the 39% of death. Everyone's gonna be like, oh yeah, Ultra PITTUS' show last night was really bad. Like, he ran out of cyber coins, but that just shows how much I love you guys that I'm doing that. Should have done it beforehand. That was the ADHD. I thought about it, and my brain went, do that thing, and then it went, but there are other things that you'd rather do. So I went and did those things, and I forgot to do this thing. But I've done it now. We are back. I'm so sorry. Right. It's endearing. It's endearing. That's what I'm going to tell myself. So, Rodimus 2-3. Let's take a look at what you've got for me here, buddy. Bit of Rodimus Prime. We love a bit of Rodimus Prime.
Now, light our darkest hour.
Yes, yes. Right. So we've got an acid core up front. We've got a fire core. We have got a bit of a health core. another fire core and a cryo core. So I'm going to have to get rid of that cryo core, but that's cool. We've got some spider mines up front. We have got the Biner front loaded, and we have got a whole host of outpost bots with a bunch of the usual suspects. We've got Soundwave, love Soundwave. We've got Headstrong. We've got, is that Swindle? Wearing an Age of the Primes skin, very nice. And Transmetal Megatron. Oh, that's Ramhorn, isn't it? Sorry, not Headstrong. I'm so sorry, Predacon fans. I'm useless. And Beetle Girl, or whoever that is. Help me, Decepticons, you're my only hope. How dare I run out of money? Yes, not real money, just Transformers money. Right, let's go back and see who that. Let's see who that Biner is. One of the things you can do when you're in a alliance is you can watch people's replays. So I'm just watching my mate Grimlock's Brain. He's going to pop that. It's God Neptune. So that shouldn't be too difficult. No Lio Kaiser action from Rodimus. Right, let's have a think about who we're going to use here. So I'm definitely going to use Grimlock. It's pretty much going to be the same squad, I think. So let's just skip all of that malarkey. We'll keep Alchemist because he was rather cool, wasn't he? And yeah, let's go. Yes, Grimlock, we do. We need that new strategy to kill off the Tangerine Hate Planet. So what I've been enjoying doing, and this is quite clever, it's a fascinatingly chaotic base. Rodimus 2-3 is clearly either an artist or a maniac. I've been enjoying using Mirage just to switch off the spider mines at the front of the base. So let's deploy the Rush Tank and a bit of Taz and Mirage. We're just going to Mirage up the front. We're going to Taz Kid that business. And then we're going to Mirage that missile silo. And then I'm going to drop everybody else. And we're going to start sniping the MDS, which are all right at the back, which is a fascinating use of the MDS. I'm going to kill that Liege Core, and we're just going to prep for God Neptune. I'm going to brass him up with Mirage, and I'm going to drop Alchemist down here. Grimlock is off. He is off and away. He cares not about the Biner. He is all about whatever's up here. So I'm going to rush him in and start popping some stuff and hacking them because he's got Liege Core on him. So unless Roddy has got a whole bunch of hack protection, Grimlock is going to munch them. I'm in range of the Megatronus MDS now, so I'm going to start zapping that. I'm just going to arbitrarily use Alchemist powers here. The MDS positioning here is interesting because until you're right on top of them, it's not really going to pose me too much of a problem in the way a traditional setup would, which is, it's an interesting use of them, is all I'm saying. Not personally what I would do, but maybe there is some logic to this that I'm yet to fully grasp, which is entirely possible. Just going to keep zapping all of this stuff. I'm going to try and brass that up. I mean, they are protecting the shield gen cluster, the shield gen, but I'm just going to switch it all off with Mirage and yeah. I mean, I kind of killed it through the shield there. So yeah, Roddy, love you, buddy. Big salute. But I would have a think about maybe shifting that base around slightly. Get in touch if you need some help. Illicit Pulse, big salute to you, buddy. Let's see how we are doing. Let's see how we're doing. Right. Okay, so this is a more traditional setup. I like the walling. Yes. We've got that traditional kind of quintus in the middle, which does not have a massive radius, so it's not going to cause us too much problem. In this instance, we've got outposts and biners in the middle. All of the outposts. I mean, if you're a sack player, a sort of sacrifice player, this would be a cool base for a sack. So Elita, Cup, Lightspeed, any of those sorts of guys, Windblade, you could really achieve good things here. Not how I play, however. So we're going to do this. We're going to do this my way. Right. Same team. Let's rock and roll. Here we go.
Now, light our darkest hour.
Here we go. So we are going to do pretty much a rerun, but a bit further up of what we just did. We're going to drop that Rush Tank, drop Taz, and drop Mirage. I'm going to fire Mirage's ability into that Spider Mine cluster. And we are then going to get rocking and rolling with everybody. Alchemist already firing. From here, I am going to snipe that Vector MDS. So as you can see, my bots are happily pathing. My medics are doing their business. You're going to get an initial sharp intake of breath because you're going to be like, oh my god, the spider bots and the defenses up front are beginning to eat my bots. That's not good. But then your medics will kick in once you drop them, and all will be well. I'd also recommend using, if you use Blue Streak, use his ability once or twice up front, because by the third time you use it, it'll be like dropping a neutrino bomb on them. It'll cost more, but it'll be worth it. Also, don't forget to pop those outposts so that the outpost bots waste their special ability on Rook rather than wasting it on your face or giving you an overdose of mind wipe. So we're going to pop those now because they're going to start wandering. And we are going to drop Alchemist. And we're going to... I can't zap him. Bad planning on my part. Didn't keep enough ability points back. Let that be a lesson to you all. Where are we up here? We've got no cores that are going to cause us any dramas whatsoever. But I'm going to drop Computron at this point because we've got quite a lot of outpost bots and we've got what appears to be a fairly competent Galvatronus. And I'm just going to zap them and hack them. And then I'm going to use Cryo Blizzard on that northern point just to soften the base up for everybody, just so that everyone's got it a bit easier. So this is, a few people were asking me recently how I would phase the use of Computron. This is kind of how I do it. This is a difficult base to do it because not quite close enough to use the Cryo Blizzard, so he's dead before I've been able to use Cryo, which is a bit problematic. Normally, I would have used that Cryo Blizzard just to finish off any more defenses and resources, so we're in a bit of a fight now, so this has just got slightly more real, which I always enjoy. Still eminently doable because everything's looking pretty good. I'm going to drop that battle boost on here. This is where Mirage comes into his own. He's held right back because Tyrannotron will do that for him. His DPS is through the roof. I'm going to use that on Nemesis just for fun. I'm going to rush Grimlock in just for that final death blow. But Illicit Pulse, mate, this base brought my pulse up a little bit. I thought, things started to look a bit hairy in the middle because I just miscalculated the amount of ability points I had left. Ended up with none facing your Biner. Normally, I would have gone for a stun on Mind Wipe using Taz, but it's too far away. I didn't have enough points with Mirage to do that. The lesson you can all learn from that is count your rounds. Count how many ability points you've got and keep enough back for your failsafe, for your countermeasure, for your contingency plan for Mind Wipe or another killer bot that pops and threatens to ruin your day. But Illicit Pulse, mate, I really enjoyed that base. That just sort of gave me that hit of dopamine, that hit of adrenaline. Because I was like, oh, this is going south. Right, Con Crushing, mate. I remember your base, buddy. I remember you've got 3 really decent generals in the middle. This base hasn't changed much since I was in Delta, and it doesn't need to because it's the archetype for rear-loaded bases. It's so good. It's so good. I'm going to have to use the same crew that I've just used because that is my optimum group for this rear load type of base. As you can see, I wouldn't use Gears for anything like this because he's just a bit mince when it comes to a rear loaded base, by which I mean he's not much use. You can't cook with him because he'll die before you get him up top, and if you do get him up top, his ability hasn't got the range of Mirage, whilst it's got massive damage and will kill outpost bots. Getting him onto, bringing him onto Bear is hard, I think. So for me, he's a front-loaded killer. Reki, you've equipped your Mirage with Tyrannotron. He's got that on Smokey and Styler on Mirage. That's a fairly decent setup that you've got there, Rekka. I like Tyrannotron on my Mirage because it holds him back and it gives him a massive DPS boost. I have got on my smoke screen, I believe, at the moment, my 4-star Tyrannotron because I've got my 5-star Stylor on Gears. Glitch, I haven't got in this squad at the moment. Glitch at the moment I have on Rotorstorm, who I use a lot for events, and I also use Rotorstorm for front-loaded bases every now and then. But I've got 2 variants of Tyrannotron on Blue Streak. I've recently shifted Blue Streak from... I did have Tyrannotron on Blue Streak, but I've just moved him to 5-star Nightstick because I did have 5-star Nightstick on Air Raid. However, I've just swapped Air Raid out for Mirage variably. And I use SB Optimus Prime on Air Raid to make him kind of a melee special. Air Raid will die very, very quickly. But with SB Optimus on him, he just gives so much benefit to the gang. So we're going to take a run at Con Crushing. Yeah.
Decepticon shenanigans in your area?
There certainly is. Con Crushing. I feel nervous about this. Isn't this funny? I've faced so many bases like this. But this is my old crew. These are people that I fought alongside who I care about. And who I used to run against in like the dead of night when I was out on ops, or, when I was having a panic attack or whatever. I'd sort of run against these people's bases, and yeah, it feels quite emotional in a strange way. Sort of running against them again. And now as this. Anyway, let's do it. Con Crushing, big salute to you, mate. Thank you for your base. I'm going to try and beat it, buddy, to pay the correct honour to you. Right, here we go. This is a sniping game now. This is a sniping game. I have chosen an EMP for this, but noting that Concussion has a naughty little electric Pokemon build bot up at the top. And I'm going to use the Arcs 5-star to try and smash that up in a second. Right, that is your first MDS dead, buddy. Let's just make sure the targeting really smashes for this. Hopefully that is... Oh, that was clever of me. I've just blown up the fire build bot. Well done me. For some reason, my bots are now heading right into the middle. So, and we've got a bit of mind wipe action. So I am going to just start smashing him up with a bit of blue streak, who is dead. Here we go. Here we go. I'm going to have to use Smokescreen's ability just to take out that build bot. Ah, the Arc's back online. Here we go. Now I can start brassing things up. From an electric point of view, we're going to use Alchemist. Mind Wipe is on the deck. Come on, guys, let's move things up. This is why Concussion is such a good defender. Always has been, always will be. Yeah, big salute to you, buddy. Big salute to you. I haven't deployed my Biner yet, but I'm gonna do. because my ego is weak. My ego is being weak. Because you got Run Amok, and you've got I believe that is that Rampage. There, I'm gonna try and hack them. Here we go. And now I'm gonna Cryo Blizzard you, just to try and defang your base a little bit, so my bots have got an easier time. Last little gasp of electro optics, maybe. Let's just move things along a little bit here with a bit of Mirage action. I'm going to take out that little cluster over there with Mirage. One of the things I like about Mirage is he is a cluster buster, isn't he? He is a cluster buster. It's so satisfying just to sort of fire off that set of abilities. Oh, Concussion, mate. Concussion. You know, those nights, buddy, I would run against this base and I'd be like, how am I ever going to beat this person? How am I ever going to be strong enough to take this base down? How am I going to do it? And, you know, if I can do it, then all of you all can. So, yeah. Air Raid, Wrecker. Definitely a good choice. Right, Concussion, buddy. Big salute to you. Big salute to you, fella. Love that. Love that. Especially when my bots started going north. I have noticed recently, and it's since I've been using Mirage, so it could be something to do with my use of him. My bots have started pathing north when I want them to path west. Normally they would just go along and eat all of the resources around that crest of the front of that rear-loaded base, and they'd just eat up all the points, and I'd just snipe and blow stuff up. That's why Air Raid is so important. Wrecker and Brainstorm, he's more expensive, but he's got longer range, similar damage. I hope you do, Shapeshifter. I hope you do, genuinely. Air Raid, once that bomb initiates, it's just like crazy damage. Crazy damage. Okay, Pr1me Mini. Let's have a look at you, buddy. Let's have a look.
It's rough out there, kid.
Okay, so we've got all sorts of things happening here. We've got a bit of front load resource munch. We've got some outposts. We've got Deluge. We've got Demolisher. We've got Is that Headstrong? Or is it Rampage? Oh, he's a Rhino, I know that much. And we've got Break. Is that Breakdown or is that Fellbat? Help me out, Decepticons. And of course, Run Amok. We have got Megatronus MDS at the back. We've got Vector at the front. We have got a bit of a cryo stop there, so that's going to have to die. But no electric. So I'm going to munch you, I'm afraid. Theron, I'm going to munch you with Mirage. I'm just going to bring Computron back to life. I think Alchemist Prime is doing so well. Doing so well here. He is only level 9 there. His lenses are not fully mature. But he is smashing it up. So, right, let's do this.
Get your noodle out of my face. Me, Grimlock, love Cubs war stories.
Alright. This is going to be a more traditional sort of left to right path, I think. Just going to start smashing up that Vector MDS. It's going to be interesting because we're going to pop that middle outpost just by walking past it. So I'm going to be interested to see who comes out of that. But I've got enough. Yeah, we've got to wait a while bot, basically. Wait a while bot is like, you know, it's going to make you wait by just killing your time. But that MDS is gone. I'm now going to, if my iPad will let me, I'm going to kill that that build bot there, and I'm just going to start brassing stuff up now in that big old cluster. Use a bit of Alchemist's ability here. Just going to start tuning up that Megatronus MDS as well at the back. Let's give so that's Runabout, so he's going to give lots of shielding to everybody. We've got Demolisher up and doing as well. So just going to tune up that Megatronus MDS. That's gone. As is that missile. Just going to wait for Demolisher's special ability to finish before doing anything that's going to cost me anything. That's now gone. Just kill off that that liege there before everybody gets hacked. And now I'm just going to brass you up, Theron, with lots and lots and lots of Mirage. I'm afraid, mate, your Biner's not going to do you any good. I'm going to kill him just for good measure, but that HQ is down. Rampage, definitely Rampage. Theron Mini, buddy, big salute to you. Big salute to Pr1me Delta. I hope if you guys, girls, and others watch this back, it is useful to you in some way. Roddy, buddy, I would think about swapping that base around a little bit. You know, I remember playing alongside you, buddy. If you want any help, if anybody wants any help in a non-patronising way, reach out to me. I am more than willing to spend whatever time Delta players need, and indeed any players need, to help you guys out. What a joy this has been. What an emotional sort of roller coaster going through. Some great scores from both teams. So many Delta players looking very ripe for movement up to Nemesis. If there are players out there who are interested in coming into Prime, then all the details are in the YouTube write-up. You can also get information from me on my Discord. But I hope tonight, on the eve of Gearsgate, Quakegate, the discussion was useful and positive and productive. I hope the war was useful for everybody to see. I hope Delta takes some useful lessons from me and from all of the great players on both sides as we go through this war. It is a joy to have a civil war with your own alliance, especially when they are so talented and caring and decent as the people in Prime. It makes playing the game so much fun and just full of joy. This has been a Secret Staging Grounds War Lab production of my late night War Lab. What a joy it's been chatting to you all about everything we've chatted about. Let me know in the comments, let me know on Discord, get in touch with me, send a carrier pigeon about what you want to see in the future. I am one of your official content creators. I'm here to help you and to give you the content and the the entertainment that you want. So let me know. Otherwise, I will just keep up with, as my good buddy CF says, the heroic nonsense. So good night to you all.
Such heroic nonsense.